Always start your live with some lighting, if I can get the lighting going, and some clean glasses. Today, we're going to talk about trading cards. Because my painting bottom is still a little tacky, it's actually a little dry, but not dry enough for me to flip it upside down. Today, I'm working on some other projects, so I thought I would share with you the projects I did yesterday. I made a bunch of trading cards and I'm going to show them to you in the order that I created them. So it's more fun that you can see where the creativity begins and where it ends at. And the first trading card, oh, I wonder if there's a way to mirror the screen. It's so difficult. No, no, that one wasn't the mirror. I don't see it on there. All right. Anyway, we'll start with this one. This is the just a little unicorn from my Funfetti cake box. You have the unicorn there, some good music, realistic eyes, and then a little bit of butterflies. Just the fun stuff. Says power there and a rose behind, and then these photo edge corners. Now the theme to these trading cards was I used pretty much some stickers and one box of scrap. I started everything out on playing cards. So that was the base, was playing cards. And I also made sure that I used fortunes in each one from my fortune cookies. So this one says a small gift of jewelry given or sent this week will mean a lot to you. So hopefully this little one will be the perfect little gift to somebody. And this has that venticular pattern. That is where it moves, just like the venticular clouds, the venticular pattern. So that is a perfect little first one that I did. Now the second one, oh, the second one was the realistic. Oh, was miracle eyes. There we go. And this one was just started out. I had this already cut out. See, the idea is to use up all the scraps that I've already have cut out, and I was going to use in other projects, but they never cease to happen. So I made them into trading cards. Now this one, I went out of the bounds with the eye here and the butterfly wing there. And then this was for my Miracle Eyes Jesus. And then I cut it out with the eyes there and different eye sizes throughout. And this one says, the eyes believe themselves, the ears believe other people. And now on the back, I've got a little film piece with a pirate with the eye patch. We've got some eyes. Here's a book. And then I put a little mustache on the back of that butterfly, so you have some like little feeling to it, you know, something unusual. And we got the movement with the little eyes too. So I love this one. It's really great. And oh, and this here is from Mad Money, and this says 1,329,063. So there's the second trading card. I'll have to take a picture of these and put them on my cover there. I think this was the third one. And this one was just a bunch of B-movie posters. I had a bunch of postcards that I got in the 90s of these B movies, and I just use them all over these years whenever I do a project. And once again, I got those photo corners. They look like little cats on there. I like that. Little photo corners really just brought this together. And then this one says, executive ability is prominent in your makeup. I thought that was perfect. And then on the back, you gotta flip it like this because of course I did it upside down. You can't go that way, you gotta go this way. And then there's the girl from the card. This was a Hawaiian playing card. And then I've got just a little ticket where I signed everything and just random little fun stuff. There's a little bit of J-Lo from the, I think this is like the 90s picture. Here we go. And now let's go. Oh, these are so fun. This one is my favorite. It's so cute. Originally, I wanted to do a bunny in the bed trading card, but I didn't have a bunny off the bat. I had this little cute little puppy sticker. And what was funny is I had to cut him out, and he had a lot of long flowing hair. So after cutting all the hairs away, he's a little bit thinner than anticipated. And his little Barbie doll next to him, which I cut out, a tiny little Barbie doll, put them in bed. I actually short sheeted it so they can't fall all the way through. They'll stop like partially in there. And then this is from my Drover Drop movie, where old father was in bed dying in his movie, and this was the blanket on him that I created. So I just wanted to use stuff that I already had. And then I have some of that paper doily. You know, I could not remember the name doily yesterday. I had to look it up. Oh, I was like, what do you call these paper things? And here's the back of this playing card with the photo corners. This one doesn't have a fortune for it. And so, yes, good. I cannot find that full video, Tom, of my video yesterday from my live. So, yeah, I'm gonna paint Selma Hayek and Juliette Lewis. Yes, Juliette Lewis. I think they're my, she's probably one of my favorite female actresses because also her family is a bunch of actors. And I love her dad because he's in Clint Eastwood movies. And I love Clint Eastwood movies. So it comes around, goes around, right? Okay, the next one I did, oh, we'll save that one for last, is this one is I had cut out and did a series of this man on the moon. And I did a bunch of photographs, and this may be in my YouTube years ago. And I did a bunch of pictures of him everywhere, so I found him in my design. Now this card is from the Crespin ESP game from the 60s, I'm gonna say. And so you'd say, guess what color and shape this in? And I'd be like, orange circle. So, and this says, behind an able man, there are always. That's the fortune. I love how it just ends with that. There are always. So this one's really cool. And this one says pretty bad. And then I have a little, this is for slides, but there wasn't a picture in the slides. So I just did that. And then this is from one of those fake credit cards they send in the mail. So I was able to stick one on there for my name and have my name on there. All right. Oh, you're going to love this next one. You're going to love these last ones. Okay, I'm going to do this one first because the last ones are really great. This one is, I do a lot of buildings. I build large buildings, I do small buildings. Hello, Queen Bee, thanks for joining. And so I had all these little building cutouts, and even one of these pictures here, I drew this out for my dad. I made him a wood shadow box with the doors open and put a Western town in there and called it a shootout. And this was the first one I drew that didn't come out very good. So it's just a bunch of buildings all around. You can see really tiny buildings and stuff in there. And then, of course, I got a little piece of wood and those photo corners. This says, an important meeting this week will happily change your future. I don't know, I felt like that went with it. And then on the back, we've got a map, and it just says lucky in every corner, a little K. And it's pretty much because I was like, which letter will I not be using? Let's use that letter. So K and then the birds. My favorite thing to do, that's so many things, is to create constantly. I love to create. Okay, so we did those ones. Now here, this one, this one started out with just a little girl. And I really wanted to put this little girl, so that when you pull her up, you could see her outfit. And she's like dressed in like a early 1900s dress. And then put her into a goth outfit. And I thought that would be really funny. Well, I couldn't find anything like that in my stuff, but I could find Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's head fit perfectly on the little girl's body. So I thought this would be a great trading card. So I just think it's more funny than anybody else would. But I set this up too, so you can't pull her all the way out, because she has her feet splay out. So I set that up. And then on the back, what I have here is I have all those photo corners, and it reminded me of Batman. So I wrote not Batman. And then it says, your talents will be recognized and suitable rewarded. So that is that trading card. I love this one. I have this, I believe this is South Korean because of the writing. I'm not an expert, but I do watch a lot of martial arts movies, so I think maybe that could be it. So I'm going to put this one in here and keep it safe. Oh my gosh, okay, so which one do I show you next? I'm gonna keep the best ones to last. Isn't that how it is? This one was just a random fun one. It really didn't have to do a lot with anything. I just started out with this little weird color chart, and it says all the colors, but in the wrong color. And then it has a little thing underneath there. It says, whatever, I don't know, like, your right brain tries to say the color, but your left brain insists on reading the word. So it's then this one says prepare yourself for a change of events in your personal life. And then I have explosive, and it's like, isn't this how it usually is when people tell you stuff? They're like, not bad at all, not so bad, it's kind of bad, it's super bad, it's really bad. So I got that. And then I have these little covers. It's from my old stickers, other stickers. So I just took it off the old sticker package and then put them right onto my playing card. So this one was super simplistic. This is where I realized that you could take those photo corners, bend them down, and make a little table out of them. Oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. Okay, so I cut this off of a 1945 music. Okay, so it's from a tape cassette, and it's from music from 1945, and the tape cassette was called Homecoming. And so of course I cut that out, and I had this blue from my Polaroid pictures. This is a little blue piece of paper. It helps the camera decide what the lighting is going to be, I guess. And then I had this from a cleaner for cleaning your glass, I guess. And I thought, oh, it goes well together. And so here we go. I got this. We feel like there's like, I have more artistically to say about this, like how the man took over this whole space, and we're all the way at the end here. I thought that was interesting. So of course, 100% pure ambush. I thought that was great. And then I took the songs from that tape cassette insert and I put them right here. And the fortune says, your heart is pure and your mind is clear. So I love that one. That's great. All right. Then, of course, you guys, of course, I have to do something like this. This makes sense. Now, I didn't do much to the back here. And I can see, even though I tried to flatten this when I glued it, it's still not, but it is bendable. You know, it's a nice little trading card. So he went off the road. This reminds me of Europe farmers. If you ever like watch those videos where like, I'm gonna walk in a straight line across Norway, but I best not get into the farmer's field because they don't like us. And so I always think about that. Or like, I parked in the farmer's field and my car was like tipped over. So that's kind of my little example for this one here. And this is a NZ scale car, which is, so if you look these up, they'll sell them as N and Z scale. So, and you can get like 500 of these for a couple bucks. So this is one of many that I have. I bought these for the car cave project and ended up only using like 50. So I have like hundreds of these cars left. They're really great. And now, oh, it's tough. Okay, my husband says he loves this one the most. And of course, I have been playing that Dreamy Room game where you just set stuff up. And I'm having fun there because I'm getting some great ideas for a lot of little miniatures. This is walnuts pieces, and I just put them together like the water fountain. These were like for jewelry rocks. And then this was a tree that I bent into this arch. I stuck it into tiny beads. You can see the beads right there. And then I put glue on it and stuffed it into the leftover like pink and stuff fluff I got from my trees. So when you buy like multicolored trees like this, the bottom of the bag will have all the different colors of the trees, and then you can put together and make that random. And then of course I got these little plants up here, the photo edge corners to make it into a table. And then I cut out one of my old business cards, put it in the bottom there for my name. And oh, I should date it. That's important. I better do that. I better get my pen out and date these as I go, because if I don't, I'll be sorry. And this year I don't put any of my twos right. So in all of 2000 and since 2020, whenever I write the date down, I make sure my twos are totally different from each other. I know it's important. And then this wood piece was like an insert, like say you bought a desk and you have those little round inserts that you punch out so you can put your cord through. That's what that is. It's just a little wood one. And then this is from a something else. Sometimes you just can't say what things are. And then all my little trees and little plants. And then the furniture is made out of puzzle pieces. That's how it started. I was making this puzzle piece couch and it turned out so cute. I thought, how many more puzzle piece furnitures can I make? And then I stopped there because that's about as good as it gets. So that one is really cool. Now, this isn't the last one, but it is one of the last ones. I really love this one. It's very cool. This one doesn't, okay, the other one doesn't have, a couple of these don't have fortunes because they didn't go with the fortune. But this one, this is for like a game where you have little people, you would put them in here and then you'd move them around in the game. That's the game base for these here. And then this is from some sort of maybe keyboard. I'm not quite sure. And then the fortunes, I did put their numbers around. And then I kept breaking the door. So I put this little piece on here. It says patch. So I'd patch that, fix it together. But when you open inside, which just came off, this was a match. You open inside, it is a slide. So it's a slide of somebody sitting on a desk, and there are two people down here on the floor working. It's like they're doing some sort of large project. I like that. So let's flip it around. And what we got here is I just put a couple of those little lights, ornament pieces from jewelry. I just put door here and then some other random. This is a glow-in-the-dark piece. I like to put glow-in-the-dark pieces in every so often. Like there's a couple things I'll do. Get the little Made in the USA. I cut that off of a postcard that had this little dragonfly bead, and then I cut out these alligators, but they're not alligators. They're like prehistoric alligators, those really old ones. So that's what those guys are. So that is some of my, I love that one. This one's so great. Some of my trading cards I made. And the last one, I didn't finish it last night, was I got this little house out from, oh, I didn't show this other one either. I got this little house out from a doll house, or paper dolls. And I thought it would be really cool if I just made a little backing for it. Okay, and then on the inside, I could put, this is what the full back would look like. On the inside, I could put an LED light and then hook it up so the house lights up. Or I could put those little glow-in-the-dark things in here, leave the top open, let it glow, and then when you pull back, it would glow. I could put a picture back here of inner of the house, but I don't think you would see it that well. I could just draw something in the back there. So there's so many different little things I could do. I just haven't come up with the idea yet. That was the last thing I did last night before I went to bed. And one more thing I am making, and I ordered what's called paper fasteners. You know how hard it was to figure out. I was like, I need a paper clip, but I need the round one with the two legs. And I could not find, I even had to go on to my like AI and say, please, what is this item? And he didn't even give me the correct item. I finally found paper fasteners. I ordered them online, and they're like stars and the moon and circles and stuff like that. So I'll get those in a day, and one will go right here. This trading card, the concept is, see, you're going around the world. Whee! And this one won't be done until I get that fastener. They should be here today, really. So I just in the back is I glued the bike onto here, and then I took another component part here, and then I've got, this is from a Disney VHS movie. Inside you open up and you get this pamphlet, and it shows you all the movies you can collect. This is that from there. This is from, I cut this out for another project. Oh, this was from this. These little cities here, they were behind in the background, these little city buildings. And then the wonder is I did an album cover for somebody like 15 years ago, and this was one of the scrap pieces that I cut out. And then of course I got some little plants here. So that is for my little traveling, and that is a round playing card. I don't know if you guys notice this, but they have round playing cards out there. And then when I put those together, that will work out perfectly. And I believe this fortune is you will step on the soil of many countries. And I feel like that's a good little example right there. I don't plan on going any countries, so, you know. They ask you these little questions when you're doing live. Right now it says pineapple on pizza question mark. Like that should be my subject of my live show because I'm so dang boring. I have nothing important to say, but should we want pineapple on pizza? Thanks, man. It's cool. Yesterday, my live show did not turn out as well as I thought because I lost connection and I was showing all the stuff I was working on in the other shop. So, hello, hey, how you doing? So that is my trading card collection. Which one do I think is my favorite? Let's go over here real quick. Let's see. Let's move things around. I guess sometimes you don't expect everything to. So I don't know which one is my most favorite. It's tough. Of course, the car one is super cute, and so is this. This is a great concept for so many things. I know that you can also get paper doll houses in a card too, so I don't think this is a new idea. But this is a great idea for trading cards. I really love the simplicity of this one. This one always makes me super happy. I really like this one a lot. Oh, gotta see here. Tom said they started a dial inspired by my movie set. Everything going great with skill until I started the staircase. Damn, those steps are small. Have you had a wrong choice of skill when starting a dial? Yes, I did, Tom. When I first made the Sibley Breaker, I actually made the Sibley Breaker probably a quarter of the way, and the scale windows were off, and I had a bad day, so I just beat the hell out of it and broke it down into pieces. And then when I rebuilt it all new, it turned out perfectly. So, and stairs are very difficult. Just all I do is I look at the code for steps. What are they, 711 or 911, something like that. Look at the, and then I transfer them down into inches, and then I go from there. But yes, you can definitely, and steps are super difficult to do. Super difficult to do. So you can imagine all these fun cards I've made. This one is so unique, I think. I think this is a really good concept. The reason I put these feet on here was because, oh, I don't even remember anymore. I had a reason. It was really important too. Oh well, I do have grass right there too. I had some leftover grass from this one. I feel like I can make this card better by stiffening it up more, and I was actually going to put one of my brass name on the back to hold it still, but I don't think I need to. And if I want to still make that into a table, let's do it. Let's see, how hard is it to make these into tables? Well, let's flip it upside down, and you do, oh, that one's glued. Oh, I might have glued all these. I thought I left these open for this specific thing. Well, what they do is right there, they flip in half. And that's where you get your little corner edge. So that's nice. Awesome. So let's put all these out. And my goal was to do 10, and I made more than the 10. I think the Spider-Man is pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I made 11, 12, 13, 14 of these, because I have the round one and then the house one. So that's 14 of those. That's pretty sweet. That's more than I anticipated in the trading cards, and that's awesome. So originally I was just gonna, I should make, Tom, I should make a horror one and send it to you. I'll do that. I actually have a really great idea next. I have been studying quilling, and that's where you take paper and you take strips of paper, long strips of paper, and you bend and fold them to make a picture or a pattern using this. And so my quilling idea is to do, in pastels, Leatherface. I think that would be perfect. I like to do things that are kind of like opposite of each other and put them together to mash things up to make them look weird. So I really think that would be good. I usually don't like to give out my really great ideas, but yeah, Leatherface pastel quilling. I would love to do that right now. In fact, I picked a picture out last night. You see, I have too many projects going, but that's what's so great. I love inspired to create so many things. I mean, I'm almost done with this. I'm gonna do toast painting next. And then I have the dioramas ready to go for Dusk Till Dawn. And quilling, yeah, that's what they call that, quilling. If you look on Reddit, look up quilling, there's a subreddit, and you can see what they do. It's very cool. And oh, I also have the Dusk Till Dawn diorama, which is super easy. I just ordered sand yesterday. The reason I was waiting is I thought I would go into town and find the sand. No. So I ordered it, and I don't know if it's going to be the color I want, because you're looking for the right kind of Mexico red sand. So that's a difficult thing to come up with. And then I also have to do is go get a suitcase. And I think I'm gonna wait till my son comes to visit. Then we can go to the thrift stores, and that way you can have a good time. And then I'll pick the suitcase out for that Z scale train that I bought a couple weeks ago, and that will be a diorama in the suitcase. Some person on social media sent me a picture of that, told me about that, and I was like, heck yes, yes, that would be so fun to do. And so originally I was going to do a mountain with the train going around the mountain. And if you've seen my dioramas in the past, I kind of already did another mountain diorama for my Hot Wheels. So it was a big giant diorama that lit up. And then one more thing I'm doing is I have a mountain property that I'm trying to, little house that I'm making. And the problem is I need to come up with lights for it so it works. And the light kit I'm thinking about getting is from Woodland Scenics, called Plug and Play. And I use that before on my large diorama. So I'm trying to think how I'm gonna work on this house, because each element, each little transformer is like that big, and my house is like this big. And the thing is, funny thing is, I wanted to make this house dollhouse size. It would have been 3 feet if I would have made it dollhouse size. 3 feet, and it's just a small little like 1-bedroom house. So, and then what I'm going to do today after this live is I'm going back out to the shop. It is super nice outside. It's actually very warm. And I'm gonna get the Truman Project out, and I'm gonna flip it upside down. So, well, now it's right side up. And I'm gonna go ahead and paint the top of that, the first coat of sky blue for that project. If I get it done today, I mean, that's a bonus, but otherwise I'll just keep working as I go. All right, oopsie. Hello, I am Nancy. Have you tried using Arduino controller for your light? I'm gonna look at that. Let me look at that. The problem is I feel like lighting definitely, I feel like the lighting situation for miniatures and dollhouse and diorama makers could definitely be better. If I was to start a business right now, I would design better lighting kits that were usable from dioramas all the way over into miniatures to dollhouses, so that you can use them throughout. Because the way dollhouse lighting is right now, it's boring and ugly. And I know that sounds stupid, but even the packages are boring. You don't even want to buy it because you're like, what is this crap? It's so ugly. And if they could just do a better packaging for their dollhouses with an instructions on the back for people to understand, way better. They don't have any instructions on those dollhouse lighting kits whatsoever. And then the Plug and Play are really nice from Woodland Scenics, but I definitely would like to get something a little smaller for the house that I'm doing. So I'm constantly looking for different ideas. In fact, I even went through and started making my own lights using LEDs and hooking them, and that was not a good idea, because you have to have some sort of electrical current education. And as much as I think I would like to know that, I don't. I even made out a little kit and everything, but I don't know how to do it, so I didn't. Plus, I'm the person that teaches myself, so I have to figure it out as I go. So I did make my own lights for my dollhouse, a couple rooms, and sometimes they work and sometimes they fail, but that's how it is. I can open up my drink here. So yeah, that has been a really busy. I've been super busy trying to get this stuff done. These were a really great idea doing the trading cards, and I had every intention of trading my trading cards with people, but now they're just so cute. I just want to keep them around forever. I love that they're little tables like that. That's so great. These are so fun to do. I like to, the reason I wanted to do this was because, um, I have a lot of paper scraps that I would like to use up, so I thought this was a good way to just use a little bit of sections up. And also, it's good to go through and do some stupid art pieces every so often that you don't have to think. And that way it helps you become more creative and help your creativity soar. So yeah, definitely. Wow, that was 30 minutes. And we're talking over here at the painting that I'm working on. I did paint the top with that Payne's Gray. And the problem is, if you've been following along, my Payne's Gray is super oily. So when I put the top up there, it left it really shiny looking. And so even though it's dry, I don't 100% trust it. So I'm not going to flip it over just yet to work on it. I will work on it tonight though. That will be my nighttime project. I split my time into two. My morning, I do just try to get everything together, my logistics, my live shows, all my other shows, get all my videos, do as much filming I have to do. And then I try to finish up till about 5:30, and then about 8 to 9 I start again and work till midnight. And that's where I really get deep into focus, and I'll do a lot more focus stuff. But I have been working really hard on this one. It is so close to being done. And I just wish I was quicker. But another problem with painting a lot for me, my elbows are killing me. It hurts so bad. And I've been working out trying to strengthen my elbows up for a really long time. And I was like, there's some things you just can't make stronger elbows, I guess. So that is pretty much what my art schedule is like. So I also work Monday through Thursday or Sunday night through Thursday, working on these. And then I'll go work on the other stuff out in the studio when the fire's going out there, so I don't waste my lumber for heating the shop up. Be nice just to have a heating system out there, but another day. All right, awesome. Yeah, the Dust Till Dawn diorama is gonna be really cool. I'm going to paint on one side Selma Hayek with the snake. She had a huge snake phobia when Quentin Tarantino asked her to do that. And she wanted to say no, but he would definitely pick someone else. In fact, he had somebody else in line if she wasn't going to do it. I guess she spent months working with a therapist to get rid of her snake fear, so she could do that scene in Dust Till Dawn, which is really awesome. Now, I have a huge snake fear also, and I was doing great. I mean, I was almost not afraid of snakes. There was a time where they were doing hats and snakes in Reddit, and I love that so much. It allowed me to actually look at snakes, and I wasn't afraid to look at a snake with a hat on its head. I thought that was great. And recently a person on Reddit actually made those into little sculptures. They're really cute. So I felt good, like I had conquered my snake fear. And then I was weeding, what was it, last year? And there was a snake right there, and I jumped up and I tripped over a rock, and I landed so hard I broke my rib. So my snake fear tripled. Like, it was so bad. After that, all of my life, I have been working hard to not be afraid of snakes. And my husband, he always was like, well, it's natural to be afraid of snakes. It's a good thing. Yeah, oh yeah, it's a really great thing until you're outside and there's a snake and you're running around screaming. So that's the story about Selma Hayek. And then Juliette Lewis, I will paint her on the other side. I don't know what picture I'm going to do yet, because that means I will have to watch the movie again. Yay! And Tom, I don't know if you're still on here. I did get the Fortress movie with Rachel Ward and watched that again yesterday. I must have watched that so much as a kid that I remembered every single scene so well. And I love that movie. I cheered along as I watched it. So it was a horror adventure movie, Fortress, 1985. And they don't stream it anywhere. You have to actually order the physical copy. So I did that. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. I'll be back to painting again tomorrow on my live show. So please check me out then. I'm trying to be on here about 11:30. I've just run out here, just tripping out here to get onto my live on time. And and this was the trading card episode. All these wonderful trading cards that I made. And maybe you could make a trading card. Give someone the trading card that you love, you know? Yeah. And Tom, if you're still on there, send me a message on my email and I will make you a special horror trading card. So my email is boxyqueens@gmail.com. So if you're out there, if anybody wants a horror card, trading card, you can also send it to me. That would be awesome. All right. Thanks, you guys. Bye.